Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Pay Per Preview. I'm here in the shop by myself. I am the WonderShop United States Champion, War Machine MJ, and I'm here today to talk about WCPW Refuse to Lose. The final iPPV for WCPW before they rebrand, I assume. I haven't heard anything further, so without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into this. Anyway, it's going to be on iPPV or What Culture Extra, which is $7 a month. It's not bad. Anyway, it's going to be I don't know what time it is for you lovely people out there, but for me it's going to be coming on at 1 in the afternoon. They're going to be broadcasting at 7 p.m. their time with a free pre-show on YouTube at 6:40. And the pre-show match is going to be Jay Lethal and Ava Story versus Drake and Roxy. Not sure who these chicks are, but Jay Lethal, if you don't know who he is, where have you been? The greatest first generation wrestler of all time. He and his tag team partner Ava will be taking on the gimmick killer Drake. Now, Drake and Jay Lethal, they've been having a little beef on WCPW lately. Jay Lethal's trying to solve all the problems of WCPW, trying to clean house. But for this pre-show match, I'm gonna give the victory to Jay Lethal and Ava Story, because it's Jay Lethal. Anyway, the next match will be a match of tag team partners going up against each other as the heart and soul of British wrestling. Liam Slater takes on Johnny Moss. Now these guys, they were the inaugural WCPW Tag Team Champions, the first ever WCPW Tag Team Champions. Johnny Moss is pretty much Liam Slater's teacher, teaching him the ropes and everything. This all culminated on last week's episode of Loaded, where they lost a tag team match against Die Jungen Löwen, the Young Lions, a German team. Anyway, and Johnny Moss has been plagued with injuries, mostly his arm and elbow. So Liam Slater wanted to try and bring that fire back out of him. So they're having a little throwdown at Refuse to Lose. But for this match, I'm picking Johnny Moss, because that dude is a damn specimen. I mean, he's built like a bulldozer and he hits like a dually. And it's a pretty bad comparison, but you get what I'm saying. He's big, he's bad, and he's mean. Anyway, the next match will be, and follow me along with this one, it's going to be the Canadian Buzzsaw, Speedball Mike Bailey, taking on, once again, follow me on this one, he'll be taking on the Product, the King of Taunts, the cream in your coffee, your favorite wrestler's favorite wrestler, the Jewish Cannon, the physical embodiment of charisma, the most entertaining man in pro wrestling, Mr. Americanrana, Davey Wrestling, the 104-minute man, the main event, David Starr. Oh, forgot to mention, he's also really good at Twitter. Yes, all those nicknames are in David Starr's entrance. That's how damn good he is. Anyway, but David Starr, a brilliant technical wrestler out in the indie scene today. He pretty much wrestles the same style as Johnny Gargano. Which it'd be interesting to see those two face off if they haven't done already. Anyway, but Mike Bailey, he brings a whole martial artistry to the table. While Davey Wrestling is, well, he's a technical showcase. So with this one, I'm going to have to go with David Starr, because he's fucking great. He's your favorite wrestler's favorite wrestler. Anyway, the next match will be will be two members of the Prestige, Joe Coffey and Travis Banks, taking on the South Coast Connection, Kelly Six and Ashley Dunn. Now, the Prestige have been running wild on WCPW programming for, well, a good long while now. And one of their targets of their most recent attacks was the South Coast Connection, who, you know, they accompanied Will Ospreay to the ring at at the World Cup Finals, which, you know, if you watched our review, ended on a huge melee where the Prestige beat down Will Ospreay, the South Coast Connection, and B. Priestley, as well as Kushida, and they pretty much tore up the trophy. Anyway, but the South Coast Connection are looking to take out the Iron King, Joe Coffey, and the Kiwi Buzzsaw, Travis Banks. But for this match, I'm going to have to go with the Prestige. You got Joe Coffey, who's a big powerhouse. You got Travis Banks, who's got a nasty streak, as well as that strong style type wrestling style, if you will. But they're also mean and dirty and ugly. So they're going to get that win. No, they're going to get that vote. Anyway, the next match will be a fatal four-way for the WCPW Hardcore Championship. It will be the reigning and defending champion, Primate, taking on Prestige's BT Gunn, the German mercenary Bod Bones, and the 2016 winner of CZW's Tournament of Blood, Jimmy Havoc. Now, Primate is pretty much WCPW's resident hardcore icon, having such tremendous hardcore matches against Primate. Oh, against Rampage, my bad. BT Gunn has basically been all over Primate in recent weeks, even taking the Hardcore Championship off of it. Bad Bones, like we said in our preview and review of the World Cup, he's basically the German equivalent to Luke Gallows. I mean, in nastiness and as well as, you know, identical looks. And Jimmy Havoc, he's pretty much the British wrestling icon, hardcore icon that's up and coming in the British scene. Like I said, he won the CZW Tournament of Blood, where this dude came dressed in all white, and by the time he left, that all white suit was all red. So this guy knows his stuff. In fact, he and Primate fought for the inaugural Hardcore Championship. But with this match, I'm going to go Primate. Because Primate is one mean animal. Well, there's no mistaking it. He's an animal. Anyway, the next match will be for the WCPW Women's title. It will be the current reigning and defending champion, Kay Lee Ray, defending against B. Priestley. Now, these two have had a past rivalry where Kaylee Ray actually took the belt off of Bea Priestley. So it's fun to see these ladies go at it. Always a big fan of both these ladies, especially Kaylee Ray, who we saw in the Mae Young Classic. It's a shame she got knocked out early, but nonetheless, I'm still a big fan. For this match, I'm going to go Kaylee Ray. The next match will be the heart and soul of WCPW, the leader of the Curb Crawlers, Martin Kirby, taking on the legend Alex Gracie. Now, these two have been button heads for quite a while. Alex Gracie turned on his best friend, his prospect, brother-in-arms. Oh shit, I keep forgetting the guy's name. Anyway, he turned on his old partner, struck out on his own, decided to call himself the Legend. But now he's been after Martin Kirby's case, especially stealing Martin Kirby's spot in the Magnificent Seven ladder match they had recently. So, Alex Gracie, trying to prove that he is a legend, is going to try and take out the heart and soul of Martin Kirby. And this past week on Loaded, they had a 6-man elimination match. Team Curb Crawler versus Team Gracie. Team Gracie won. No doubt through some dirty tricks. I haven't seen it, but I heard the result. But that match was to determine the stipulation between Martin Kirby and Alex Gracie and refused to lose. It's going to be a kiss my arse match, where basically the loser has to kiss the winners, well, has to kiss their ass. Well, for this one, I'm going to have to go with my boy, Mr. Curb Crawler himself, Martin Kirby, because he is fantastic. Seriously, you should watch his stuff. He's great. Anyway, the next match will be the clown of the Prestige, El Ligero, defending his Magnificent Seven briefcase against a mystery opponent. We have no idea who it is. For this one, I'm going to say El Ligero. He's going to do whatever he can to hold on to the title. With the briefcase, even though he's not going to cash it in on the current WCPW champion, Joe Hendry. We'll get back to him in a second. Anyway, I'm going to go El Ligero on this one. The next match will be for the WCPW tag team titles. It's going to be the tag team of Hanson and Ray Monroe, War Machine. No relation to this guy. Defending against my boys, Nick and Matt Jackson, the Young Bucks. Yes, I know what's going on with this right now, and I don't care. Bullet Club is still too sweet. So you can... Anyway. But this match has been hyped since Refuse to Lose got announced. And this past week on Loaded, or this weekend's episode of Loaded, War Machine called out the Young Bucks to figure out who is, you know, the better wrestler, the better team in the world. You know, the mass of humanity, the unbelievable mass of humanity that is War Machine, or the Young Bucks, the most talented group in the world. This one's a tough one to go with. However, there is one glaring variable nobody's looked at. The titles are going to be on the line, and of course War Machine's in the match, so there's only one thing. War Machine is going to defend the belts under War Machine rules, which... damn, I wish Rodimus or Malcolm were here, because they would have filled me. They would have passed it on to them anyway. Basically, War Machine rules. There are no rules. It's basically a no disqualification match. Ugh, no disqualification. I'm getting flashbacks to Lucha Underground this week. Yeah. Anyway, but so with that being said, I'm gonna as much as I love watching War Machine go to work. Again, not talking about myself here. As much as I like seeing Hanson and Rowe get to work, especially Hanson doing those handsprings, I gotta go with my boys, the Bucks. No disqualification, anything goes. The Bucks could pick up the win right then and there, and walk away with the WCPW titles. Now, before we get to the main event, there's been a recent shift in the land of what culture, both WCPW and, you know, their whole YouTube network. I guess that'd be fair to say, since they've got so many stuff going. They've had a current loss in crew members. Adam Blompied, Adam Pacitti, Jack the Jobber, King Ross, they've all, you know, split, are going to branch off, do their own thing. And, you know, that'll come with some changes. So, again, wish the four of them the best, and we'll miss them. That being said, Adam Blompied was actually the GM for WCPW. And news broke, I think it was yesterday. I don't remember. It's either yesterday. No, it was yesterday. They have announced the new replacement GM for WCPW, and he's going to kick off Refuse to Lose. Who is it, you might ask? Well, I'm afraid I got a little bad news for you. Yes, it is Wade Barrett, aka Stu Bennett, is going to be running WCPW. Or whatever they're going to be called, if this is a rebrand. Because all their Facebook page has posted, aside from, you know, meet and greets with Stu Bennett before the show, is a picture of him, but it says, "We are defiant." Who knows what that means? We're going to see. Anyway, now I don't even need my phone for this one. Anyway, it comes down to the main event of the evening. It will be Joe Hendry, the prestigious one, the leader of the Prestige, defending his WCPW title against the aerial assassin, Will Ospreay. A man that I call disgustingly good. Now this stems all the way back to their last iPPV Stacked, where at the end of the pre-show, Joe Hendry offered a hand of invitation to, he offered an invitation to Will Ospreay to be the 6th member of the Prestige. And Will Ospreay wasn't having none of it. So, pardon me, my contact's bothering me. Anyway, Will Ospreay wasn't having any of it, so he dropped BT Gunn and Joe Coffey, or is it Travis Banks? Anyway, he dropped 2 of Prestige that night, and then, of course, Prestige, they ambushed him and his crew after the World Cup was all said and done, which led Adam Blompied to make the match for Refuse to Lose. Which, that was a great episode of Loaded. Anyway, yeah, so there's been mind games between both camps. Damn. Anyway, where one side has been getting the better of each other. Of course, this past week, Ligero and Will Ospreay, this context has thrown off. Anyway, Ligero and Ospreay had their rematch. I don't know how that went. But anyway, with this one, I'm going to have to go with my boy, Will Ospreay. It's about time he proceeded to dethrone the prestigious one. Now, that is my preview for WCPW Refuse to Lose. There will be a review, don't know when. But, yeah. Of course, I'll be doing it. We were going to do a No Mercy review last Tuesday, but if you watched that video, you know what happened there. So, we didn't get a chance to do that. But we will do that when we do a review of SmackDown's Hell in a Cell. Of course, there's also going to be a preview of Hell in a Cell. So, can't think of any other projects we got coming down the pipeline. Oh yeah, there's also review of Ultima Lucha 3, which night 1, oof, so good but so sickening. That Hell of War match. Anyway, don't forget Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Subscribe to this channel. Patreon. Sign up with us. $5 a month. You get access to Vintage Review, Ranting with Rodimus, War Machines Requiem, and Mainstream Report, as well as other shows we got coming down the pipeline. Coming very soon, I'm going to fill you guys on the WonderShop series, since I haven't been putting them at the end slate of the videos anymore. Yeah, going to fill you guys in on that, as well as our year-end awards, which at the end of this month, this is October, at the end of this month we are going to do deliberations, you know, trim the fat of the nominees, and then we're going to, you know, do that video sometime around to the end of the year. So stay tuned for that. So I guess that's it. With that being said, I am Mr. United States Champion, War Machine MJ, and I will see you fuckers next time.